Cult movies. How did they come into existence? A question that has plagued mankind throughout the ages.
Really?
No, but for some reason Hollywood has been trying to create cult movies, and I'm not exactly sure why.
I know why.
Go for it.
Because Hollywood is full of a bunch of idiots that have no idea what they're talking about and would be better driving off a cliff.
Huh, interesting theory.
We'll be young till the day that we die. Oh, my friends, I wish I could teach you to fly. Teach you to scream and shout. Hope you can understand why. Yeah.
So, what is a cult movie?
A cult movie is any movie that tries to raise or communicate with the devil or one of his lesser minions.
No, that's the occult.
Oh, right. A cult movie is one which praises that smooth, rich malt liquor pitched by Lando himself, Billy D. Williams.
It works every time.
A cult movie is not one that was initially successful at the box office, but over time and through word of mouth, eventually found a target audience.
Some of the earlier cult films would be the movies of Ed Wood. Plan 9 from Outer Space and Glen or Glenda gained popularity from their sheer incompetence. Other cult films came about because of the popularity of midnight movies in the 60s and 70s. The most prime example of this is the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Let's do the time warp again and make that son of a bitch disappear.
So cult movies are bad movies that are made popular because they're so bad?
Oh no, there are many great movies that are considered cult films. Harold and Maude, Blade Runner, Eraserhead, Vanishing Point, Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
There are also movies that are popular but become cult films among certain groups.
Case in point, The Wizard of Oz being held up as a cult film in the American gay culture.
Or the way Scarface is honored amongst gangsters.
Or the way The Big Lebowski is honored among stoners.
Or the way Rocky Horror is honored among idiots.
The cult label is also in reference to the rabid nature of its fan base. This gives the movies and its fans an oversized sense of self-importance.
Could you imagine dressing up and acting out your favorite movies?
Go back to Hollywood trying to make cult movies.
This is the interesting part. Recently, Hollywood...
We call it the industry.
Fine, the industry realized there was quite a bit of shelf life.
The long tail.
In cult movies.
I can't see through the phone. Is Doug drunk?
Can I get back to the point?
Please do. I'm fascinated.
Alright, don't be sarcastic, that's Shu's job.
Don't be sarcastic. That's Shu's job.
Let's look at two of the attempts for made-to-be cult movies, Grindhouse and Snakes on a Plane.
I wouldn't count Snakes on a Plane.
Hear me out. Snakes on a Plane developed a huge internet buzz because of its name.
That was about snakes on a plane, right?
He's either drunk or an idiot. You decide.
Everyone thought it was going to be this huge hit at the box office because it had all of this word of mouth before the film even opened.
But it failed to attract its audience.
See, I don't think so. I think it attracted everyone who wanted to see a movie about snakes on a plane.
Correction. Mother-f***ing snakes on a mother-f***ing plane.
It's just the internet overinflated the sense of how popular it was going to be. And there's that overinflated sense of importance that I was talking about, only this time it happened before the film came out.
And that doesn't make it a cult movie.
No, but it's step one in becoming a cult film. As we discussed, cult films gain popularity over time.
So what about the train wreck of marketing that is Grindhouse?
Well, it's the same thing. They were attempting to create an experience for a cult audience, but a cult audience doesn't pre-exist. It's something that evolves.
Plus, the cult audience is inherently small to begin with.
You're learning, my little inebriated one.
Oh, yeah!
So, do you think it'll get more popular on DVD?
I'm willing to bet that over the next several years, these films become staples of college dorm rooms everywhere. There will be many DVD releases with all kinds of extra bonus features, and what appears now to be box office failure,
Box office travesty is more like it.
have simply passed the hurdle of becoming a cult phenomenon.
Like the movie Phenomenon. Nom-Phominin.
Take it away.
Phenomenon.
Quick recap.
A cult film falls under many categories. There are those that are loved because they're so bad, such as Roadhouse and Manos, The Hands of Fate. And then there are those that are great but find its audience later, such as Office Space and Harold and Maude. And then there are those that are assimilated by a specific culture, such as The Wizard of Oz and Reefer Madness.
Even though midnight movies in the 60s and 70s helped define the cult movie, they really took off with the popularization of home video. The Evil Dead films and Blade Runner really found their audience on the small screen. This made icons out of directors Sam Raimi and Ridley Scott.
Now just get him some coffee.
Some cult movies will always remain in a cult status, while others will gain so much popularity that they will be accepted in the mainstream. John Waters' Hairspray has a huge cult following that led to a Broadway musical, and now a big budget musical release starring John Travolta, who also starred in the non-cult movie Phenomenon.
Cult movies are not made, they're born, and when the Hollywood system attempts to create a cult movie like Snakes on a Plane or Grindhouse, they usually tend to meet with box office failure. Instead, let's look at the case of Mike Judge's Idiocracy. This film was tossed out by the studios not expecting to make a dime, which it didn't. But it has found popularity on DVD, and it is now the latest example of the birth of a new cult film. And a question that has plagued mankind throughout the ages is now answered.
Phenomenon. Not Phenomenon. 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 Not Phenomenon.